A groundbreaking AI system emerged from China, promising to rival the biggest US players at a fraction of the usual cost. Within days, it's taking app stores by storm, but suddenly finds itself under intense scrutiny in Italy. What's behind the meteoric rise and the looming legal storm? Stay with us as we unravel a story that's shaking the tech world and could redefine the future of artificial intelligence. Welcome to Diritto al Digitale, the podcast where I explore the uncharted territories when law, technology, and innovation converge. I'm Giulio Coraggio, your host, a technology and data lawyer at the global law firm DLA Piper. Let's start with the spark that ignited this frenzy. China's DeepSeek AI recently unveiled a model it claims can rival industry leaders, from OpenAI to other US giants, but at a dramatically lower training cost. The secret, a cutting-edge technique called data distillation, which allows large datasets to be compressed into a refined core requiring less computing power. DeepSeek's model was reportedly trained with under $6 million worth of Nvidia's H800 chips, an astonishing figure compared to the sky-high budgets typically seen in AI development. Within a single week of release, the DeepSeek app shot to the top of free downloads in the United States. This case also unfolds against the backdrop of a global AI race. The US government has restricted the sale of advanced chips to China, forcing Chinese AI developers to innovate with fewer resources. DeepSeek's breakthrough in data distillation has the potential to disrupt the entire AI industry, especially if it can maintain high performance while using limited hardware. Not surprisingly, Nvidia's share price took a hit, plummeting 17% on Monday and wiping out roughly $600 billion in market value, fueled by fears that Chinese AI firms might reduce dependency on US chips. These developments could also prompt a re-evaluation of AI governance in the US. Could a more systematic regulatory framework actually become a competitive advantage in the global AI marketplace, rather than just deregulating as it was announced and implemented by President Trump in the first week of his new mandate? Almost as swiftly as it rose to fame, however, DeepSeek found itself in the crosshairs of Euroconsumer, a prominent consumer association in Italy. They filed a complaint with the Italian Data Protection Authority, claiming the company's data processing might violate the EU General Data Protection Regulation, the GDPR. The key points raised include data transfers. Concerns were raised over personal data of European consumers potentially being transferred to China without adequate safeguards. Under Chinese law, state access to data can be at least opaque and may not meet proportionality standards set by the GDPR. Secondly, there are allegations that DeepSeek's privacy policy falls short of European and national data protection rules. Third point, there is a lack of clarity around data retention, user rights, and what categories of data are collected. Also, it's insufficiently transparent as to whether DeepSeek is using data for any sort of profiling or automated decisions. Also, it's not the system of age verification and handling of minors' personal data is not clear. In response to that, the Italian Data Protection Authority has demanded that DeepSeek clarify what personal data is collected, from which sources, and from what purposes, whether data is stored in China, and if proper safeguards exist. whether personal data is used for AI training, including any web scraping practices. DeepSeek was given 20 days to reply, but in the meantime, the authority has now decided to suspend DeepSeek's operations in Italy, pending further review. Why was that? It was because DeepSeek's lawyers responded to the request of information, just stating that in their view, the GDPR doesn't apply to their operations. That response was considered at least concerning by the Garante, the Italian Data Protection Authority, that ordered the urgent limitation of the data processing of Italian users by DeepSeek, that in the meantime had already removed their app from the app stores of Apple and Google. This story resembles the story that involved OpenAI 2 years ago in relation to ChatGPT. At that time, the same order was issued. ChatGPT was not available in Italy for around a month, and the proceeding ended with a 15 million fine issued against OpenAI just a few weeks ago. Since then, European data protection authorities have become even more vigilant about AI companies. And with the looming AI Act, compliance has never become more critical for emerging players. That's why it's more concerning that this situation is occurring now. Looking ahead, so what's next for DeepSeek? Will it comply with the Italian Data Protection Authority's demand and regain access to the Italian market? Or is this the start of a broader crackdown on AI platforms that aren't fully aligned with the GDPR standards? As innovation, regulation, and geopolitics collide, all eyes are at the moment on Italy to see how this story unfolds. It's gonna be really interesting, and I recommend you to really follow us. Thanks for tuning into Diritto al Digitale. This case underlines how emerging technologies can light up the global stage, only to confront the realities of stringent data protection rules.